Alrighty. I think most of you know the rules. Around here, the robots paint, and that means you folks do the guessing in the chat. And I do give some clues in an attempt to confuse you along the way. I do my best. Top 20 greatest Western films. Top 20 greatest Western films. Here we go. We'll start hard. Number 20. A stranger rides into town, and that changes everything. The frontier's under threat, and only one quiet man stands in the way. That's the name of the movie. It's got wide vistas, clean gunfights, and a kid who won't stop yelling a name. He tries to leave violence behind, but trouble won't let him leave it behind. Now the famous line is, "Yeah, Doctor knows. Come back, Shane! Come back, Shane!" Is one of cinema's most famous pleas. Who knows who played Shane? Anybody know the actor? We haven't heard his name on our show, actually, ever. His height was allegedly under 5'6", so filmmakers dug trenches to keep the co-stars a little lower next to him. Well, it would have been easier to build a little mound for him and then the other actors. Oh, it was before Paul Newman. This is way back in the day. Way back in the day. This is Alan Ladd. Alan Ladd playing Shane. 1953. 1953. Alan Ladd. All right. You'll know this one. Number 19. Number 19. This is a buddy western that feels more like a buddy comedy, but it has a body count. A buddy comedy with a body count. Outlaws, train robberies, and some very memorable bicycle riding. I got a story about that. I got a personal story about that. One's a smooth-talking schemer, the other a silent sharpshooter. Their escape to Bolivia doesn't go quite as planned. All right, there it is. We see the answer on the board. Dr. Sandra King? Everybody's got it. And the actors were, everybody knows the actors, right? You know all three actors. Who knows all three actors in the picture? The film's freeze frame ending is legendary and was copied endlessly in pop culture for decades. The ending was copied. Oh, Doctor has Alan Ladd from way back. Alan Ladd was not in this one. That was last one. You got like a memory core there. Yes, of course. Paul Newman, Robert Redford, and what was her name? Well, how soon we all forget. All right, number 18. Somebody could throw her name out there in a minute for me because I'm blanking. It's the Old West version of a samurai classic. Oh, it wasn't Ally McGraw. She looks like Ally McGraw. Was it? I don't believe it was Ally McGraw. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think so, though. Perhaps. Okay, so you know the movie. Doctor. Very good. Who's the main actor there in the front? Who knows that? They fight not for gold, but for honor. It's the American take on Seven Samurai. And yes, you are correct. This is the Magnificent Seven. Magnificent Seven. One of the top westerns of all time. It's the other bald guy. It's the other one, Doctor. It's the other bald guy. You would have thought Telly, probably, right? Telly's in the war movies for sure. How about Yul Brynner? Yul Brynner. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. All right, let's go to 17. Now, this story's been told a lot of times, but this was like when westerns made a comeback. There's a mustache per minute ratio here that's off the charts. Everybody's got good mustaches in this movie. Gunfights, gambling, and an ailing doc with a killer drawl. I'm your Huckleberry. I'm your Huckleberry. Became a meme long before memes existed. Yes, very good, Doctor. All right, now, who remembers a couple of the actors in this movie? Who remembers the actors? Wyatt Earp brings law and vengeance to a chaotic town, of course. And this actor's Doc Holliday is so beloved, he arguably outshined all previous versions of the real-life gambler, Gunfighter. It was everybody's favorite Doc Holliday. Was Powers Booth in it? Maybe. I don't remember Powers Booth in it, but he might have been. Who played Wyatt Earp, though? Yeah, Val Kilmer played Doc Holliday. And who played Wyatt? Who played Wyatt? Maybe it's a surprise. Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell, how about that? There you go. All right, 16, let's go back in time a little bit. I'm going to give you the date. 1948, okay? 1948. A cattle drive goes south, emotionally and geographically. It's part coming of age and part father-son standoff movie. Now, this is a Howard Hawks. I don't know if you remember Howard Hawks being a big Western guy. Well, actually, a big movie guy. Howard Hawks directs John Wayne in one of his darkest early roles. So John was not a good guy necessarily in this movie. And a young Montgomery Clift challenges the Duke himself. Not the Virginians. Not the Virginians. So Montgomery Clift, remember Montgomery Clift was the guy who was like on a rocket trajectory probably after this movie, and he got in a bad car accident, ruined his face. This is what. Hang on to that, Sandra. We're going to end up with something like that. So you're on the right track, Doctor. It's a name like Big Valley, but it's not Big Valley. It's a name kind of like that. Peter, welcome. You are correct. Thank you. The team thanks you. Red River is correct. Red River, big, good movie. I don't know, did it win an Oscar? I think it might have. The film's branding scene was so intense, censors almost gave it a restricted rating for being too realistic. Oh, they did a little branding in it. I like that. They thought it was too rough. All right, maybe you guys remember this one now. This has two famous actors in it. It opens with a funeral and unravels a legend. A senator recalls a life-changing moment in a dusty town. One man used a gun, the other the law, and both helped shape the West. All right, now do you recognize those two actors? First of all, I think you might, and then the movie. A senator recalls a life-changing moment in a dusty town. When legend becomes fact, and print the legend. Once Upon a Time in the West. I like that answer, but that's not correct. Despite being about youth and legacy, the leads were well into their 50s and 60s during the movie. This was filmed in 1962. That's Jimmy Stewart. Hell yes. That is John Wayne. Yeah, okay. And the movie was called, I think Clint Eastwood was in it too. The Man Who Shot Liberty Vance. The Man Who Shot Liberty Vance. There you go. Learn something every day in Dave's Curiosity Corner. All right. Now, this is one of all of our favorites. I know it's one of my favorites. Revenge fuels this loner, but humanity slowly creeps back in. He spits tobacco with a sniper-like precision. A Civil War survivor turned rebel with a moral code. Now, Clint Eastwood stars, it's not the High Plains Drifter, and he also directs in this gritty redemption tale. He rides for revenge and finds reluctant kinship along the way. Now, Eastwood actually had to fire the original director and took it over halfway through the movie. No, nobody's got it yet. It's the other one. It's the other famous one. He wore that cool hat in all of them. Yeah. This is 1976, and this is The Outlaw, Josie Wales. The Outlaw, Josie Wales. There he is. This is early in the movie there. Yeah. Oh, he wears that hat in all of them. It was Eastwood's directorial debut, actually. So there you go. One of the top westerns of all time. Yeah, we're down to number 13. Here we go. Now, you probably have heard of this one. I think it won like Best Picture of the Year, maybe. 9 strangers, one dangerous ride through Apache territory. A whiskey dock, a fallen woman, of course, and a gentleman gambler share the space. This journey was a breakthrough for ensemble storytelling. And it introduced the Western to real character drama. Oh, and it also made a star of a very young John Wayne. Okay, who remembers this one? Can you tell what the picture's of yet? I'm kind of blocking part of it. Sorry. You're gonna have to live with that. There you go, Doctor. That is correct. Who remembers the famous? There's a famous story. There's a famous story about Orson Welles. Orson Welles claimed that he watched Stagecoach 40 times while he was preparing to make the movie Citizen Kane. So he thought it was good enough. Stagecoach is correct. Made in 1939. A very young John Wayne. There you go. How about that? That's like a very famous Western. I'm surprised it isn't higher on the list. Okay, Sandra. Number 12. It all happens in almost real time. This one almost happens in real time. That's cool. Tick-tock. A marshal faces down outlaws, and no one wants to help. The clock becomes the most suspenseful character. Now, the main actor, I want you to guess that too, stands alone as the train approaches? There you go. Yes. Sandra. That is correct. That is correct. Now, who's the actor? Who remembers the actor in that fine movie? And it sounds really cool, right? Almost real time. The train's approaching. It's high noon, where honor and fear go head to head. The film was seen as an allegory for McCarthyism, and John Wayne famously hated it. Oh, that's right. This was very political. Yeah, good question. Gary Cooper's correct. Good question. Don't know. You know, he was almost too good lucky not to be, right? Oh, well, Rock Hudson, right, is famous for that. But Cooper did still win an Oscar for this, even though John Wayne hated it. So there you go. High noon. All right, number 11. Now I've seen this answer on the board already. He's wearing that cool hat again. But this time he's got a poncho. I think. A bounty hunter, a bandit, and a mystery man chase buried gold. One's gruff, one's sneaky, and one's cruel. And none are trustworthy. You can't trust a single one. A graveyard duel for the ages, complete with epic whistling. This is the one with the whistling. I wish I could whistle. I'd whistle it for you. It's not just a Western, it's a spaghetti opera. All right, there it is. So, King got it down the list a little bit. This is the good, the bad, and the ugly. The iconic score by Ennio Morricone is instantly recognizable, even if you've never seen the film. Yeah, we all know the little whistle tune, right? Hey, did you guys know I got in trouble for, we did a couple weeks ago, we did the, what was it, top TV series theme songs. And because I played a little clip from the theme songs, that video got axed. They haven't given me a strike yet. They don't like me playing little clips of music. So there you go. All right, going down the list. Number 10, top 10. A soldier goes west and finds peace instead of war. His journals, his journey, and all that earns a Lakota name. Bison hunts, cultural bridges, and one very photogenic wolf. That's the photogenic wolf. This was the actor's directorial debut, and it won very big at the Oscars. Everybody loved it. Yes, you guys know. Dr. King Sutter. You are all correct. Who's the actor? Who's the actor? The Lakota dialogue in the film was translated by a real Lakota elder, making it one of the first major Hollywood films to feature the language prominently. Very good. I kind of remember that. I couldn't understand a word they were saying. Yeah, and this is Mr. Costner, of course. Kevin Costner dances with wolves. Wolves. 1990. There he is. Mr. Costner. All right, top 9. Here we go. I'm going to give you the year. 1959. 1959. This one's got something interesting in it. A sheriff, a drunk, a kid, and a cantankerous old man walk into a siege. Small town, big standoff, no one's calling for backup. Now, John Wayne plays cool while somebody else plays redemption. And this film was another Howard Hawks. And this was Howard Hawks' kind of copy or his answer to High Noon. More boots and more banter. All right. So this came after High Noon. No, Jimmy Kahn's not in it. Who's the guy in the middle? Or the guy on the right? Two famous names, two singers. So John Wayne on the left. And we still need to get the movie name too, incidentally. Incidentally. We're still working on what the movie's called. One of the top 20 Westerns of all time. No Jerry Lewis. It's the other guy. Jerry's buddy. All right. Dean Martin. Yeah, Sandra. And Ricky Nelson. How about that? Sean Wayne, Dean Martin, and Ricky Nelson. 1959. All right, number 8. You know this one. Very recognizable. A one-eyed lawman with a grudge takes on a teenage client. Justice comes with a lot of bourbon and a bad attitude. John Wayne stumbles, grumbles, and shoots his way to Oscar gold. Now, I bet nobody knows the name. Who knows the name of the actress that played the teenage girl in this? Does anybody know? It's True Grit, and Rooster Cogburn has it in spades. That's right. I should have made you guess the Rooster Cogburn, huh? Nobody knows the actress's name that played the teenage co-star. Wayne wore an eye patch for his role and said winning the Oscar was partly due to finally playing a real son of a bitch. So it was important for him to play a real bad guy. Kim Darby's a good guess. Good guess. Kind of looked like Kim Darby. Mary Lou Retton kind of looked like Mary Lou Retton too. Her name was Maddie Ross. Maddie Ross, one of the toughest kids in Western. There you go. How about that? All right. Top 7. Let's do it. Let's do it. There are no good guys, just broken ones. A retired killer takes one last job for justice or vengeance. This, of course, is Clint Eastwood directing himself into Western legend. Morgan Freeman and Gene Hackman round out this brutal tale. All right, you guys know this one. King Doctor. Unforgiven dismantled the Western myth, and it won a Best Picture. Did you know that? And Eastwood dedicated the film to Sergio Leone, the spaghetti Western guy, and Don Siegel, his mentors in Western filmmaking. There you go. Unforgiven. What was, anybody remember Gene Hackman's character's name in this? It's kind of an interesting character name. Can't remember Morgan Freeman's character's name either, but I kind of remember Gene Hackman's character's name. Yeah, it won a lot of awards. Little Bill, right? Little Bill. Curly Joe. Was that Morgan? All right, top 6. Here we go. Now, this is another telling of the OK Corral, but it was in 1946. There's your first clue. Poetry, gunfights, and a town in need of taming. Wyatt Earp comes to Tombstone, but this isn't your typical shootout tale. Now, this was directed with grace and grit by the famous John Ford. John Ford of Western legend. Doc Holliday brings angst. Earp brings the law. It's an artful retelling of the OK Corral. Now, the film's title song became so synonymous with Westerns, it was later used in Bugs Bunny cartoons. All right, so anybody remember the actor's name on the left? Perhaps. Very old actor. Wasn't it Victor Moreau or something like it? Something like that. Anyway, this is My Darling Clementine. I knew you weren't going to get it. My Darling Clementine. Top 20, actually number 6 on the list of Westerns of all time. We're going to have to look up that song, right? It became synonymous with Westerns. It was later used in the Bugs Bunny cartoons. All right, top 5. Here we go. To John Wayne, 1956. A girl is kidnapped, and her uncle will stop at nothing to find her. Story as old as time. But what drives him? Love or hate? John Wayne plays his most complex character yet. Monument Valley never looked more iconic or ominous. Oh, you know, Doctor. Very good. This is a very famous Western, of course. And this one was maybe most famous for being the first one to really feature the landscape in Monument Valley, right? Filmmakers from Scorsese to Spielberg cite it as one of the most influential films ever made. Western or not? How about that? Did you hear that? Scorsese and Spielberg cite as one of the most influential films ever made. And yes, it's called The Searchers. Searchers, 1956. There it is. Although, you know, the picture looks a little bit more like Yosemite than Monument Valley. I'm just saying. I think it was bad coloration. Bad color. High praise indeed. Indeed. All right. Top 4. Here we go. Now, I have seen this name on the board. A harmonica, a train, and a revenge plan that was years in the making. This is 1968. Charles Bronson is silent. Henry Fonda is shockingly villainous. It is sweeping, it is slow, and it is operatic. It's Leone's Western epic. There you go, Sandra. You knew it was coming. The film opens with a 10-minute scene of waiting. Sounds exciting. Once upon a time in the West is correct, and it redefined epic storytelling in the genre. And once again, Ennio Morricone composed individual themes for each character before the filming began. So scenes were literally shot to music. I've been doing that lately with the AI music, right? Making the AI song, and then I try to make a little video to go to the song. So same thing, right? Kinda. Charles Bronson looking like a cowboy. There it is. Once upon a time in the West. All right. Top 3. Here we go. Top 3 westerns of all time. Now, aging outlaws face a changing world and a pile of bullets. Honor, violence, and slow motion bloodbaths. So this is Sam Peckinpah. Sam Peckinpah's direction turned action into balletic chaos. It's not about good guys, it's about loyalty among killers. Cool. I have seen this movie, I remember it. It gave the Western a bloody, beautiful farewell. So this was at the end of like the Western period. 1969 is when they made this movie. Its brutal ending caused walkouts at early screenings, but it also inspired generations of action filmmakers. All right. So that's the McHale Navy guy in the back there. The guy in the front, I can't remember his name. Old actor. Who remembers this? Anybody remember this? Top 3 westerns of all time. Sam Peckinpah. Loyalty among killers. It's called The Wild Bunch. The Wild Bunch. Anybody remember that? The Wild Ernest Borgnine. Ernest Borgnine. Yeah, there it is. Wild Bunch. All right, top 2. You'll know these. I think. You'll know this one. Yeah, Wild Bunch. How about that? You have to watch that. 2 retired Texas Rangers take one last cattle drive north. This is one of I actually listened to this on a true book on tape. It's back with cassettes. When you were driving someplace and you have all those cassettes and they'd get stuck in your car stereo. I listened to this in a long drive. It's a mini-series, but don't let that fool you. This one's an epic. Woodrow and Gus become the ultimate odd couple cowboys. Friendship, loss, and grit carry this multi-part saga. Yeah, multi-part saga. Woodrow and Gus, Texas Rangers, 2 retired Texas Rangers. This show made TV westerns feel cinematic. So, this became a miniseries, but it was a big hit book for a long time by Mr. Larry McMurtry. Anybody remember it now? Based on Larry McMurtry's Pulitzer-winning novel. It revived the Western genre on television with unprecedented scope. Oh, you're gonna kick yourself. Lonesome Dove. Lonesome Dove. Woodrow and Gus. All right, now we gotta go back in time for this one. So you may not get it just from an age standpoint, but this is the #1 Western of all time, so it's important to learn it. Okay? 1948. It's a Western without horses, but it is filled with moral decay. 3 men hunt for gold, and they find paranoia instead. Greed eats away at trust faster than any outlaw can. Now, it's a very famous actor there on the left. I'm going to try to make you guess that. He spirals into madness in the mountains. He gets like crazy. Gold fever. This movie proves the West was never just about shootouts. And this one is famous for the line, "We don't need no stinking badges." We don't need no stinking badges. But it became one of the most misquoted in movie history. There you go. Oh, you got it. Stuart's in the house with the answer. Thank you, Stuart. And of course, the actor on the left is very famous actor, Mr. Yes, you're correct. The Treasure of Sierra Madre, 1948, the #1 top Western of all time with Mr. Humphrey Bogart. Mr. Humphrey Bogart.